you here. Watertown Brass Quintet, what a fun thing to have them here tonight. I don't know that I know any of them but Bill, but I'm sure they will introduce themselves to us. If you've looked at the program and that the selections that they've got chosen to play for us tonight, it's quite eclectic. And then next month, and somebody help me out here, where are we next?
Good Shepherd.
At Good Shepherd Lutheran Church for our next meeting. And there's another Eddington, and it's probably a good thing that she wasn't scheduled for this because she had an appendectomy on Friday, was it? So, phew. Whoa, you've had it eventful. So we're glad it was not you. We're not glad it was her, but at least the timing is good. So please join me in welcoming the Watertown Brass Quintet.
Thank you, Euterpe Music Club, for allowing us to share our music with you here today. Our opening piece was titled Fanfare Royale by Major W. Jackson. This fanfare is used to introduce the monarch of England. Our second selection will be the Florentiner March by Julius Fucci, well known for his piece Entry of the Gladiators March. The work opens with a short bugle fanfare and proceeds directly into a strain of repeated notes, which seem to picture a flighty Florentine signorina chattering to her gentleman friend from Berlin, who is only given enough time to answer a two-note jawohl occasionally. History notes that this march was originally titled La Rosa di Toscana, but that political reasons forced the composer to change his salute from the entire region of Tuscany to only its capital of Florence. Please enjoy the Florentiner March. Joseph Eastburn Winner in 1869. Originally written as a drinking song, it remained well known as a folk song well into the 20th century, with renewed popularity thanks to the Prohibition era. The song gained further recognition from Glenn Miller's swing arrangement of the tune, becoming a well-known instrumental piece of the big band era. This version of the tune for brass quintet was arranged by Irving Rosenthal and captures the lively, swinging style of Glenn Miller's big band arrangement. Is introduced by one part and successively taken up by others and developed by interweaving the parts. Johann Sebastian Bach presents the opening subject 6 measures long. As a new voice enters, it may take that same subject and invert it or turn it upside down. It may broaden or augment it. It might squeeze it together or diminish it, or break it into smaller fragments and pass the tune between the various performers. And that is called music development, and Bach has done that with Contrapunctus 4. All right, challenge time. The main theme is presented immediately at the beginning of the piece. See if you can keep track of how many times the theme is played, and we'll tell you at the end. Magic number is 13. Very close, yes. Thank you. Thanks for playing, Ricky. Our next selection is titled Scherzo by John Cheatham. It is a staple in the brass quintet repertoire. Written in 1966, its upbeat tempo, shifting meter, and unison rhythms are evocative of the soundtracks often heard in Western films. Although it is a relatively short piece, it has many shifting textures and moving melodies passed from one section to another. Please enjoy Scherzo by John Cheatham. It was originally written for piano by the pianist, composer, king of ragtime, Scott Joplin, in 1899. It is one of the most well-known ragtime pieces of all time and has been arranged and performed by countless ensembles from its original composition up until the modern day. In this piece, you will hear the upbeat tempo and constantly moving rhythms that are often associated with ragtime music. other films, composed our next selection, The Killer Tango, which combines a mood of Latin suave with a bit of Hollywood. Killer Tango was made popular by the Canadian brass Quintet, who was well known for their classical rigor and delightful showmanship. Much like the traditional partner dance originating in Buenos Aires, Argentina, this piece features an element of romance, utilizing synchronized melodic lines to mimic the dancers gliding together across the dance floor. This is Killer Tango by Sunny Pumpkin. Was written by Johann Strauss II in 1858 after a successful tour of Russia where he performed in the summer concert season at Pavlovsk, St. Petersburg. The title may be interpreted as chit-chat and may refer to the Viennese passion for gossip. Strauss may also have been referencing the single-act burlesque Der Tritchtratsch, which premiered in 1833 and was still in the stage repertoire when this polka was written. The title may also have referred to his first wife's poodle, also named Tritchtratsch, but he may well have been giving a gentle hint to all of the audience members who chatted through his concerts. It remains a mystery. The mood of this piece is jaunty and high-spirited, as were many of Strauss's polkas. Here's Tritchtratsch polka. From 1621, upon which this brass quintet arrangement is based, is widely known today. There are numerous live performances and recordings of this piece by groups ranging from recorder consorts and early music ensembles to modern string or brass ensembles. This arrangement affords performers the chance to enjoy the polyphonic, imitative style of music, which was created during the early Baroque period in northern Germany. Orleans-style funeral. During the walk from the home or funeral site to the cemetery, a brass band would accompany the mourners, playing somber hymns and dirges. After the deceased had been entombed, the mood shifts to a celebration of life, with the band playing a variety of upbeat spirituals, hymns, and other hot tunes of the time. In this arrangement, you will hear a mournful take on the hymn Just a Closer Walk with Thee, with soulful wails from the trombone, before transitioning to a lively rendition of When the Saints Go Marching In, that gives all of our members a chance to shine with their own variation of this popular melody. Thank you again for having us here this evening. Please enjoy our final selection, Come Follow the Band. Come follow the band wherever it's at. Let both of your feet beat time to the drum, and feel your heart go rat-a-tat-tat. These are the opening lyrics from the musical Barnum and Come Follow the Band, which opens the second act. If you're in a terrible mood, you'll find this is one of those oh-so-rare songs that'll get you out of your funk and make you feel good again. Please enjoy Come Follow the Band from the musical Barnum.